Hello, welcome to Newsflash Africa, the best place to get Africa-related content. In today's news,
Senator representing Niger North Senatorial District Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi and the proponent of the controversial hate speech bill has defended the bill, saying hate speech has instigated crisis causing death and wanton destruction of properties before and now in Nigeria. Speaking at the press conference in Abuja on Monday, he said there has been a mischievous report about the hate speech bill, which is sponsored and passed first reading by elements who have not read the content of the bill. Sabi said he has sponsored the bill in the 8th Senate before it lapsed with that session, noting that this time it was appropriate for the bill to be debated in the Senate. Unfortunately, there are mischievous reports about the hate speech bill, which I sponsored on the floor of the Assembly on the 12th of November 2018. Unknown to some people, I actually sponsored that bill in the 8th Senate, which the atmosphere was not right at that time because it clashed with campaign time. Between that time and now, I have listened attentively and have read copiously all reactions and comments by highly respected Nigerians, and they have been very erroneous in their submissions. In sponsoring that bill, I did that sincerely and without any mischief to ensure that there is order and good governance in Nigeria. Making clarification on the death by hanging as evinced by the bill, the Deputy Chief Whip explained that Nigerians should not be scared, noting that the contents of the bill will be subject to the public scrutiny during public hearing. He said, if it failed during public hearing, I will abide by it, adding that he has enough reasons to pursue the bill. Nigeria is not the only country to establish laws on hate speech. At the last count, there are about 20 countries across the world that have laws on hate speech, with Canada having a robust law around it. The lawmaker in another interview also said that his bill is different from the hate speech bill. As far as he knows, he has a legislation that can tackle hate speech effectively. Another thing he mentioned was that his bill can tackle hate speech because he knows that if you are going to say something that is not true, you will have to face the consequence. But the issue with that statement is that how will you know what you are saying is actually true or not? Because the fact is that when you put such a bill into law, you are placing this bill at the hands of the Nigerian government, and we have seen so far the untrustworthiness of the Nigerian government in terms of social liberties and freedom of speech, like as we have seen in the case of Sowore, that the court has freed him, the court has given him bail in order for him to leave jail, but still the DSS is still keeping him wrongfully. So if the government is able to do this when there is no such bill in place, just imagine what they'll be able to do when they have such an excuse to use. So I don't understand why he's complaining and he's saying that he doesn't understand why people are putting on this outcry in social media, when this clearly shows that if it's put in the government's hands, if such a bill is put into law, the government will definitely find a way to abuse it. The senator also made another very interesting statement. He said the aim and objective of my bill are to prevent transmission of false statements or a declaration of facts knowing full well that those facts are not true in Nigeria. Well, that brings up the question, who is the person that's going to decide whether these facts are true or not? I think it was last week that the Minister of Works, Fashola, came out and said that the roads of Nigeria are not as bad as what people are saying. So if people were to take that on as facts, and someone was to go and say that this minister is lying now, so are you telling me that those people will be hanged? So who is the person that is deciding what are facts or not? You cannot tell me how to create an independent commission, because even come on INEC to hold the elections, we see they are not independent. Even judges that are supposed to be independent are not independent. We see how often they are bought. So who is the person that's going to decide what are facts and what is false? Is it the Nigerian government? Are you telling me you want to give the power of what is right and wrong to the Nigerian government? Is that what you want to do? To me, this bill as a whole doesn't even make sense, and we see that like some PDP senators, Mr. Baribe, is kicking against such a bill. I hope this bill doesn't enter law, because personally it doesn't make sense, and to many Nigerians I see that it doesn't make sense. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and also share with me your comments below. Thanks.